For this exercise, you're on the ground with a 90-degree angle at both of your knees and at your hips. Keeping your feet where they are, you're going to rotate your rear leg first, opening up the hips, sitting tall into a butterfly type position, and then rotating through to the other side. The goal with this is to keep your feet still and to rotate solely through the hips while keeping your spine as tall and straight as possible. This is challenging, it's supposed to be, but will help you take your hip through a full range of motion and will really challenge your mobility. Now, if you are like many who can't get into this day one and you need some support, do not worry. You can simply lean back and use your hands to lean on. This will give you more space in your hip joint, which will decrease the difficulty, but is an easy regression that you can begin working through, that you can improve over time, eventually achieving the full 90-90. So after this, your hips are going to feel nice and buttery. Now, let's stabilize the hip a bit using our pigeon drop exercise. A lot of individuals with sciatica will lack hip stability, and the strength and the function of their piriformis might not be ideal, which is why so many people feel pain in this region. So let's improve the function of your piriformis and hip real time. Get into a pigeon pose position. But we're not just going to sit in this and stretch our hip. What you're going to do is you're going to stay tall on your hands, pick your hip up off the ground and lower it back down to the floor repetitively as to stretch and strengthen your piriformis at the same time. This also mobilizes the sciatic nerve because the sciatic nerve goes through your hip. And as you're rotating the angle of the hip, you're sliding the nerve back and forth too. So this is doing a lot of good for the function of your hip, the strength and elasticity of your piriformis muscle, as well as the nerve. It can help your hip and your glute feel significantly better when you're done. Now, our third exercise is going to focus on the disc because, like I said, many sciatica issues are derived from a disc pushing onto a nerve, resulting in the pain. So although symptoms are in the leg, many times the root issue is in the lower back. And we're going to start to address the disc and reduce the disc off the nerve by utilizing our reverse lumbar extension exercise. For this exercise, find a bench, chair, couch. It does not matter. Lean your upper body on it, totally relax in the upper body, scoot your knees away, and now push your hips forward and down towards the floor. This exercise is so powerful for a couple reasons. One, the vast majority of us sit all day, and we're typically in a posture that is opposite to this. We're usually rounded forward in flexion, looking like a banana all day. Then we're sitting in the car in flexion. We're sitting at home watching TV in flexion. We're bending or rounded forward most of the day. So this exercise is helping us do the opposite, which can reverse that stress and undo a lot of that damage that might be taking place in your spine throughout the day. You're getting a lot of flexion, but not a lot of extension. So this can help improve all of the mobility that you are currently missing. In addition, most disc issues are what's called flexion intolerant, meaning the longer you sit, the worse it feels. The more you bend forward, the more you feel it. So taking the spine the opposite direction is the most common direction to help reduce the disc bulge, load it away from the nerve and sensitive tissues, and reduce your pain and improve your mobility extremely fast. I recommend just going to the point of pain with these, attempting to nudge it a little bit further each time, and really focus on keeping your glutes and your lower back totally relaxed. Exercise number 4 is our sciatic nerve floss. I recommend if you have a lot of nerve pain, you lay on your back. So your back is in a flat, neutral position. You support the leg that has the symptoms, and now you extend the leg out while you tilt the head back. Pay close attention to the position of the head and the foot. An easy tip we mentioned is to kick the chin. So as the toes go up, the chin goes back like you're kicking your chin. And then as the toes go down, you bring your chin forward. This is sliding the nerve back and forth, mobilizing the nerve, increasing blood flow to the nerve, and decreasing inflammation. You can do this in a seated position as well. For those that are a little bit more acute, it might be uncomfortable even sitting in this position. But if you're able to, you can certainly do this in either a lying or seated position per your convenience. And exercise number 5, this is for those of you who are always trying to stretch your piriformis. And you might find that the more you do it, the worse your glute or leg actually feels. And this is for 2 reasons. One, you're probably rounding your back and forcing yourself into flexion as you do it, which increases pressure on the disc, increases tension on the nerve, and it does not like to be stretched, or it does not like to have more pressure on it. But 2, because you feel this tight pulling sensation, you feel like the only thing you can do is to stretch it. So let me give you a modification to these types of stretches to ensure that you aren't actually hurting yourself and making it worse in your attempt to stretch your glute. What you need to do is lay on your back, Get close to a wall, put both legs on the wall, cross the symptomatic leg over the other, and then slide your foot down the wall as to increase the stretch on your piriformis the further you slide your leg. Now pay close attention here, it doesn't stop. Now that you're in a piriformis-like stretch, but with your spine neutral without extra tension on your disc or back, now you can begin mobilizing your knee up and down, increasing the stretch on the hip, once again, to not only mobilize the tissue, but to mobilize the nerve as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one, and I'll see some of you in the program real soon.